about to embark on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, ghostly encounters, lucid dreaming, astral projection, the Mandela Effect. This is Out of Body Experience TV with your host, Juan Augusto.
Hello, hello. Good late morning. It's 2:19 a.m. in the morning, and couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd hop on and see what different topics we're going to talk about. So we're going to be talking about a variety of different things from the Astral Projection group. So some of the posts, some of the members have made posts, and here's one question. Has anyone ever met their deceased pet while astral projecting? Um, Now, for me, I'd never met my pet while astral projecting. Um, Although when he passed away, he was being buried. Okay, so then I decided to go for a nap. Surprise, surprise. um, and while I was in my bed, I could feel, like literally, the cat after he passed, like hop on my bed and then just like on my chest. So basically, the cat was resting on my chest, like cuddling up, snuggling up. And it didn't freak me out, right? The thing is, I knew he had passed, obviously. And I think it was his way of saying goodbye, right? Or thank you for keeping me company for 18 years. You know what I mean? So, no, although I did when I was astral projecting, I ended up it was a little test, so to speak. So I'll share with you that one. Now, the thing is that when I tried astral projecting, when I was learning how to do it, or not learning how to do it, but when I was trying to expand, I guess, um, the experiments, what I did was I did my projection and I was in my room, right? So I went over, was walking around in my room, astral form, and what happened was I looked on the couch and then I saw the cat looking at me. So the thing is, it was weird because you could see the eyes of the cat. I could see the eyes of the cat, and they were like so big. It's like I can see you, and I went to this direction, and then I went this direction, and the cat was just like this. So basically, that cat's eyes were following me. So while I was projecting, I waved at him, like, I waved. And then I said, "You can see me, can't you?" And the cat was like this. The eyes were so big. So he could sense me. And you know about cats, right? Cats can sense the things that we cannot see. It's like, you know what I mean. Dogs, cats, they can sense these sort of things, right? So um, I thought that was intriguing. And then when I returned to my body, so to speak, I got up and then I got up, was going to go get some water. And then I'm looking at the couch. And there, sure enough, the cat is right on the couch. And the cat's looking at me like this. It was such a funny experience. If you ever have, or if you're learning how to astral project, or you want to, that's a little experiment that you can try on your pet. Not to freak them out or anything, but again, cats, dogs, they can sense this sort of stuff, so they can sense you if you're able to do it. Now, some of the members within the group have posted. They said yes. Um, Another individual says, I thought they reincarnate immediately. Peter says, I don't think that anyone really knows. Let's see. Nope, but I saw my dog that currently is alive and his astral body too. Let's see, here's another comment. I see them frequently when I'm awake. So yeah, and I debated whether or not to get another cat. I think because it wasn't my cat, but it was like my cat. You know what I mean? So I had him, I was with him for 18 years. So I was like, I think I might get a cat later on. Not sure yet though. But anyhow, welcome to the live broadcast. And this one is a late impromptu broadcast. Couldn't sleep. Alrighty, so here's another one. Let's go on to this one. Have you ever had an encounter with the Hatman or shadow person? This is an intriguing one. Now, when I astral projected, there were times where I had, when I was learning how to do this, excuse me, there were several experiences with the shadow person, not the Hatman, but the shadow person, so to speak. It's interesting to see other people's take on what the shadow person is. Is it a manifestation of your mind? Is it you constructing it, you bringing it up, or you know what I mean? Or is it, who knows? It's another person astral projecting. You know what I mean? So when I was learning how to do this, I encountered this shadow person, and it startled me because I was like, oh, who the hell knows I'm here? You know what I mean? It's like I'm floating, outside my apartment building at the time. So I was taken aback when I saw this shadow person. And here's the thing though, the energy that I could feel around this shadow person, whatever, it seemed ominous. It wasn't pleasant, right? The vibe, when you get that vibe, so to speak, it wasn't a very pleasant vibe. And then it confronted me and it called me by my name. And I got startled because I was like, holy, how do you know my name? It's like, that's what I was thinking when I was experiencing this. And then all of a sudden, it just came at me. It lunged at me. So after it lunged at me, I said, I never want to experience that ever again. So sure enough, I didn't try it for a week. But, I eventually did see the shadow person again. But the thing is that I guess fear set in the first time that I experienced this. But as for the whole Hatman, I can't say I have met the Hatman. Let's read some of these comments. Let's see. Natasha says they seem like interdimensional travelers. Let's see. Here's another comment. I heard of them being different heights, which has led me to think it's a team. Somebody says he's Satan in disguise. Do not trust him. And here's the thing, a lot of people within the astral projection group community, they will have different answers. Not everybody's going to have the same answer, right? Everybody has a different opinion, and that's cool, right? As long as they're respectful about it, right? They're not rude, they're not saying, oh, you're lying and all that, but you know what I mean. So, how to deal with these shadow persons, shadow people? What I do, the books that I've read, they basically say, you just surround yourself with white light. You project, or you how do I say it? Yeah, you surround yourself with white light, and these things tend to stay away. Alrighty. Excuse me. Let's read some of the comments. So I'm looking at these comments from StreamYard, so I won't be able to see the name. Facebook user says, hello, sir. Yes, they can. Facebook user says, animals have more chakras than humans. Hey, CSFL. How goes it? Okay, so let's see. Next one is the Great Randi $1 Million Challenge. Legit or not? Now, I've heard of this so many times. You know, I've seen it in astral projection groups, paranormal groups, and all that. People talking about, oh, why don't you use your abilities and get the $1 million? Or, you know, just throwing it out there. Oh, you know, get some proof, you know, get famous, get $1 million. Oh, gosh. I have to roll my eyes anytime I hear that. The thing is that, here's the thing, in my opinion, this Randi challenge, he recently passed away, but the whole Randi challenge, in my opinion, I think was basically um, it was made to make you fail from the start. Okay, so basically, if anyone had abilities or they said they were legit, you know, they had all these kind of powers, so to speak, I think that they were made to fail, right? That they would be shown to be false. Um, Reason being is that if people came out and started saying, "Hey, I have these abilities," how, you'd have so many people would be like, "Oh, wait, wow, I could do that." But if you discredit them, you mock them, you ridicule them, and you basically make them fail, then the human psyche will be like, oh hey, that they're fake. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I don't think it was legit, so to speak. Now I could be wrong, but my gut tells me I'm not wrong on that one. I think they they would go through the whole thing and make it seem legit, but in reality they'd make you fail. Let's see. So here's the thing. Um, Someone in the group, Brendan, created a poll for research purposes, and he added the question: astral projection is real, and we can witness real events and retain those memories. And then the other option was astral projection is just dreaming, lucid dreaming. Hence, no one has been able to prove it and claim James Randi 1 million under control settings. And of course, that's where that's why I said that. I'm like, you're made to fail, right? So we had 31 votes for astral projection is real, and then you had one vote for astral projection is dreaming. So that's a very, very telling poll. A lot of people think astral projection is real, which it is. If you experience it, you'll know. Okay, you'll know, right? Now, what is the main purpose of astral projection? Let's go through that. Now, let's read some of the comments. So here's one from Brooke. From what I've read, people look into astral projection to communicate with the loved ones that have passed on. Let's see. Nathai says increasing your vibration for better death adaptation. Nyreek says to experience some crazy shit. That's funny. Let's see. Galasia says adventure. Milo says to grow and advance in your spiritual path. Brian says to each their own, but the ultimate purpose doesn't belong to any one individual. Joe says, I'm still trying to figure out if it's part of the whole Kundalini awakening or vice versa. Scott says, free travel. That's funny. Let's see. Logan says, to help you let go of the need for purposes and meanings and just live boundless. Lane says, whatever you want. Lane also says, purposes seem to be made up. Douglas says, enlightenment. Godfried says, physical reality is an illusion. You are astral projecting. Okay. And again, that's why I mentioned everybody has different opinions. That's cool, it's interesting to read and hear about, the opinions of others, what they think it is. Let's see. Alan says to learn beyond physical learning. Zach says to go where no man has gone before. Let's see. So yeah, there's quite a lot of answers. So it's interesting to see. If anyone has any comments, feel free, or questions, I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. Hey Jojo's, how's it going? How are you? I'm up late. Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd come on, do a live broadcast on YouTube for a bit. Let's see. Okay. So, what is the main purpose of astral projection for me? Okay. So, for me, it was I had no choice. I had no choice but to learn it because I was experiencing it reluctantly and I hated it, right? So I came to the point where I was like, it's either going to control me or I'm going to control it. I'm going to learn to do whatever I have to do to control it. So I chose the latter, right? And then I eventually, decided that I would read, research, learn, you know, uh, the old school way. You know what I mean? Opening up a book, reading, jotting down, key points from that book, and then applying them, and then doing it on a consistent level, right? And the thing is that you know it takes dedication as well, too, right? So after I started getting better at learning, at astral projecting, I wanted to go further. Like, I guess the main purpose for me was to experience the higher planes of existence. Excuse me. So, uh, what I mean by the higher planes of existence. So, in these experiences, there were like three experiences that I had where it was the higher planes of existence. So, basically, it was feeling peace, serenity, tranquility, bliss, love, unconditional love, all the beautiful feelings in this world, but on another level, like multiply it by an infinite number that you can't even imagine. So that is what I was feeling in my heart as I'm experiencing this. And it was the most, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to end, right? I was like, oh my gosh, like while I was experiencing that at that moment, I was just like, wow. I was like, oh man, I got to come back to this. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't thinking that at the moment of that projection or that experience. But when I came back, I was like, oh my God. And that's the thing. When I came back to my body, quote unquote, so to speak, I had that feeling in my heart as when I was experiencing that. So I took a deep breath and I had that feeling in my heart. I was like, oh my gosh. It was unbelievable. So that feeling of serenity, bliss, tranquility, peace, love, everything, euphoria as well. It was bliss, unconditional bliss. It was just, that's what I was feeling. I felt it in my heart. And I was like, I started writing in my book, right? I was like, how do I retain this feeling? It is the most beautiful feeling. Imagine that feeling, to have all those feelings all jumbled up, rolled into one, and have that in your heart, but on a multiple scale, like every minute, every hour, every day, right? But in this physical world, we have so much negative hate, people losing their crap on live streams. I won't say who, but like shout outs to Heather, my life. She sent me a link on some stream. But yeah, there was someone who was losing their crap on YouTube streams, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Which is getting into my next post, next topic. It's energy vampires, negative individuals, cranky people, people who have ton of hate. Do not give them your energy. Okay, so I will leave that there for a bit. So in this lockdown, the first lockdown that is, so since March, it has given us time to self-reflect, right? To do more things that we've wanted to do in regards to raising our consciousness, growing as a person, growing as a human being. This is the time where we need to focus on ourselves a bit more, like mind, body, and soul, because a lot of people are handling this horribly. They're not dealing with this, the pandemic, or and it's too much for them, and it can be. That's why I think it's important for us to focus on ourselves, meditate, just you know what I mean. So, and getting rid of negative influences, energy vampires. So, like for instance, live streams that don't bring value to me, right? Don't get me wrong, it was entertainment value, yes, it was, but it, like, I have to tune it out. I have to turn it off. I can't give that energy, my energy, to that, right? Let them remain in a negative vibration. Let them remain in a negative frequency, right? Because I find it that if I go into that, if I start focusing my time on that, then they're gonna bring me down with their negative vibration. You know what I mean? And I think the term is called energy vampires. Okay, right? Some people don't know that they do it, or basically they suck your energy out of you. Some people do it willingly and they like to do it. Some do it uncontrollably. You know what I mean? So basically, it's like when you're in a conversation with them, right? They might not know they're doing it, but they drain your energy, right? And I have been in conversations with people, had relatives like that. It's just, and I have to distance myself from them. You know what I mean? Because physically, I will feel ill after a conversation. I will feel drained. And I just said to myself, no, I can't do this. Which is why in this lockdown, I said to myself, the negative individuals, like, um, with hate, uh, I just, I'm gonna, shoo shoo. I don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and cranky people, right? Like, I'll just use an example. I had one individual who I've known, I considered him a friend, and I've known him since I was 18. But this individual has ton of hate, angry, very angry. And um, there was one comment, I won't say what comment, but there was a comment that I made that just didn't sit well with me. And I said to myself, how could this individual say something like that? It was a bad comment, right? And then I said, you know, do I want this person in my life? What are they bringing into my life? They're bringing, like, they're negative, they're angry, they're cranky, grumpy, all of the above, and they have hate. I don't want to deal with any of that hate, right? So they're, you know what I mean. So I just said, you know what? Like, I had to analyze my Facebook friends, you know what I mean, and just like, no, gone. Unfortunately, I had to come to that, right? Because here's the thing, like I said, in the pandemic, what we're living in right now, you have to learn, or like, grow your mind, body, and soul, raise your consciousness. Like, hold on, like, find a singing bowl, get a singing bowl, right? I even got one of those. I just got this, by the way. It's a singing bowl. Meditate, and a lot of people are still hanging on to that anger that doesn't do them well. All that anger that lingers within you, it's going to fester all over in your body. It's going to manifest, you know, negativity in your mind, body, and soul. And here's the thing, I remember this discussion that I had with my mom, right, when I was younger. I was like, I would say 17, 18, I guess. And she told me, because I was the most grumpiest person. At that time, I was going through a lot. I was going through depression. I hated the world. I was so negative. There were times where I was negative towards my mom, my family. And my mom said straight up, it's like, you got to change your attitude, because no one's going to want to hang around you. No one's going to want to be with you, talk to you, because you have this chip on your shoulder. You have this negative aura around you, and you got to change, right? And here's the thing, I like these astral projection experiences that changed me. Okay. And the thing is, there's a lot of people in this world, like I said, that are still holding on to the hate. There's like, I know one individual, I won't say who, in my real world, my real life, who is who will make your life a living freaking hell. It's one of those customers from hell. You know what I mean? Who is still full of anger, hate, resentment, sadness, all those things. And you know what? It's sad to say, but like, I, my bubble, the bubble, and I don't mean the freaking pandemic bubble thing. I mean my energy bubble, so to speak. I don't want any negativity. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? There are times where I get mad. Okay, yeah, you know what? But all these habits, the negative habits that I've had throughout my lifetime, this pandemic, this time of lockdown, I've tried to grow more as an individual, like lose those bad habits that I've had, you know? And for the most part, I think I've done that. I've read a lot more, researched, just surrounded myself with people who are positive, who are of like mind. So yeah, one sec. Getting thirsty here. Alrighty. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm out of breath. So yeah. And here's the thing. Also, in regards to that, like the negative individuals, the negative people, and all that, I find it that there's a lot of individuals, and even in groups. You know how there's these groups, chat groups or whatever, like Mandela Effect groups or yeah, you know what I mean. Just any kind of group. There'll always be that person who likes drama. There'll always be that person who is very confrontational. You know what I mean? Like, cut that out. You know what I mean? Negative individuals to the exit sign. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got no time for negative individuals, negative people, man. Yeah. So, anyhow, let's go on to a different topic here. Let's see. So, there's 5 people watching right now. Shout outs. Oh, and even in this pandemic or the lockdown, I stopped watching scary movies. Like, I remember I used to watch scary movies religiously, right? But then I just said to myself, why am I going to watch something that is trying to scare me, right? Like when I was younger, fine. Oh, yeah, the zombie movies. I used to watch scary movies, right? But then as I got older, I was like, wait, why am I watching movies that are trying to scare me, to, lower my vibration? So I started slowly eliminating the different things that I watch, that I listen to, you know. But I guess everybody's different, right? To each his own or her own. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. So I have a question for those who are watching. It is December the 16th, 2012. Are you guys waiting for December 21st, 2012? Is anything gonna happen? Are we gonna be Mandela affected? Another shift? Who knows? I'm interested. I'm intrigued, right, with what is allegedly gonna happen. Is there anything gonna happen? Who knows? All I gotta say is that right now we are living in interesting times, right? There's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of things that are happening that I think we're gonna be seeing take place in the next month, 2 months, right? But let's see. You know what's funny? Somebody made a post. Hate your job? Try astral projection. And then they have the body and then the other body. I thought that was funny. Anyhow, it's getting late here. It's 2:52 a.m. Let's see. Things are already transforming. Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see. Get your popcorn, get your beer, get whatever you need. So here's a question. Has anyone ever traveled to the Akashic Records during astral projection? Interesting. So basically, for those who don't know what the Akashic Records is, it's an alleged, I gotta say alleged because everybody has different opinions in regards to what it is. That's cool. But it's a supposed library on the astral plane where one can um, view any information on your life, present life, past life, future life, of anyone. So it's like a library. Sorry. You ever get that where it's like library, but it's not really said library. It's library. Yeah. But anyhow, I digress. So have I ever tried that? No, I haven't ever. I haven't tried projecting to the Akashic Records. It is interesting though. I don't know about doing that. See, that's the thing. There's so many things that I want to do. Like, you know, when projecting, there's so much. It's like write a list. There's so much to do. Library. Yeah. Or the word. Since we're on this, how about the Mandela effect, right? Like different words, words that you pronounce differently. Or remember fur. Are you for real? Are you for sure? Fur. Now, in my reality, I don't think it was ever pronounced fur. Like fur, is it spelled F-E-R, F-U-R, F-I-R, fur, sure? Or are you for sure? Did people forget to or forget to pronounce the word? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like or are you for real? Yes, fur is real. Are you for real? Yeah, because when you spell it, it's for, F-O-R, real, but is it pronounced fur? I don't know. But anyhow. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna head on to bed. It's my deadline time, 3 a.m. Go to bed. Alrighty, guys. So anyhow, thank you for joining a short live broadcast. I think I'm gonna go play some PS4. Alrighty, peace. Have a good one, and namaste.